and I have some
shoutcasts. Generals, gentlemen.
Awesome. Zerg vs Terran. I love Zerg vs Terran because siege tanks when they
Shh, I'm trying to intro. Okay, hello, what is up? I'm Ownage Machine from the Generals Gentlemen, and today I am casting Starcraft II Heart of the Swarm, so that's very exciting for us. A new game, a whole new window of opportunities, strategies, all that awesome, fun, happy stuff that we love. And today I'm here with a very special guest.
special needs or specially awesome?
Well, a combination between the two. You're a very
But
delicate
anyway,
subject.
yeah, it's me, Squaggle.
Squaggle! Woo! And for
Yes!
for those of you who are not aware, we are casters from Command and Conquer. Uh-oh, did we just say the C word? We don't talk about Command and Conquer on StarCraft. Ooh dear. So yes, we are Command and Conquer casters from GameReplays.org, and it's a lot of fun. But meanwhile, what's important is today, I'll go to production because I'm a retard and have done that earlier. Today we have a game between CMStormAlas as the red Zerg on the right hand side, and who do we have?
And on the left hand side, we have Cold Scars as the blue Terran.
What? Squaggle, you are so independent. You didn't even wait for me to lead it up to you. Well done there. He's trying to be alpha. He has masculine issues. He needs to really feel like he's in charge, but that's okay.
It's because you've left me alone. I've been streaming alone for so long.
Hey, you're the one who streams without me because it's like 3 in the AM.
I'm the
for
one
me.
who's on British time schedule.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
who's normal like the rest of the world. Unlike my Australian retardness, where it's like, hey, who wants to stream? No, because we're all at bed because it's midnight for us. Anyway, so these guys, they are Masters League, and the map is, I think it's Kirkwald District or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
I like this map because it seems like it should be more than a one-player map. It's weirdly symmetrical. Like,
Yeah, it is.
I quite like it.
It is. Now, we do have a spawning pool going down from Storm. No gas just yet, so no really early speedlings. That's okay. And what do we have from Storm? Not much just yet, do we? No.
We've got just a barracks and a supply depot. Just got a marine out, probably scouting out for making sure no quick Zerglings run in. But going for a second base, in fact.
Alright, not surprised at all to see that kind of early expo go down. It's a new game, but yet most of the fundamentals are the same. Actually, that Overlord Scout is gonna die, he's gonna lose that. Generally, you don't see people suicide an Overlord that early.
Yeah, he should really micro this marine a little bit better. They will get it anyway.
It doesn't matter, but generally with those scouting overlords, you send it to the gas, so you get an idea of if they're going to rush tech or if they're going to go for a pretty mineral invested composition, because generally it's pretty important to know the gas, and also it means that you don't really risk losing your overlord, because if you look at this, look, Storm is actually supply blocked because losing that overlord, so that was a bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, so delaying a little bit of drone production here, but won't hurt him too much, I guess.
Yeah, he's obviously a fat noob, unlike Squaggle and I.
Oh dear. Don't talk about my Silver Leagueness.
Oh, yes. But you're not supposed to give away the secret. Like, until then, people thought we were super pros, but now they realize we're actually bad at this game.
God damn it.
Damn
I'm
it!
Grandmaster,
You
guys.
ruined it!
Grandmaster.
Yes, so...
I'm barcode player. You don't know who I am. I'm only saying I'm Silver League because I'm barcode player.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go back on subject. We do have 3 barracks from Cold Scars. That's a very early kind of barracks opening there. Likewise, we do also have 2 gas. So that's going to be a rather quirky opening. Let's see how that goes down.
I'm gonna say he's going for what looks to be more of a bio build here. Maybe some Marauders mixed in with Marines, as like most Terrans do.
Yeah, I mean, depends against what matchup though. Like, I think Zerg, TVZ is probably the matchup where it's the most variety. Like, you might both bio and mecha viable. Well, I'm talking about Heart of the Wings Liberty at least. Whereas like TVP, it's always bio. TVT, it's always like a marine tank. But TVZ, you tend to have the variety of will they go bio, will they go mech. But anyway, because it's Heart of the Swarm, it means I guess everything's viable. That's what they're trying to do with Heart of the Swarm, I believe, is that make more variety.
Well, everyone's still learning.
Yeah, it's like make mech stronger against Protoss. You know, make more variety in, like, as opposed to just marine tank and TVT. You can have stuff like battle hellions, stuff that kind of it gives it more variety. Because I think that's the problem with Winged Liberty, is that was a bit one-sided, but that's okay. We do have anyway tech lab and researching stim. So going for a early stim, that's a good thing to do. Getting stim is fantastic in every situation. And now we are actually seeing the gas go down for Storm as well.
Yeah, it's got this roach warren up, so we're going to see some roaches be coming out mixed in with a few zerglings.
Yeah, there's no speed though, so I'd be surprised if we are going to see zergling, because generally you won't see people go.
Yeah, maybe he's just going to go for roach.
Yeah, generally you don't see people mix in lings unless they get speed, and we are also seeing the missile attacks upgrade go down, as well as also the infantry weapons go down. So actually, getting quite a bit of upgrades from Cold Scars here. But one thing I'll point out though is that there's so many queens. Storm is really prioritizing this creep spread.
This creep spread is going to be like this will soon be like fast halfway across the map, because creep spread in Heart of the Storm just seems so much faster than Wings of Liberty.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Did they actually change it?
I don't know. I'm still unsure of this change, because you see when you spawn a creep tumor, a snake thing comes out and spawns another one.
Yeah, I think that's...
Did that always happen?
I think it's just a visual thing. I don't think it's actually a cosmetic. I think it's only...
No, it actually spawns another creep tumor.
Anyway, 3 tech labs from Cold Scars. That is absolutely crazy. We have concussive shell, stim, and shield, and +1 all at the same time. That is absolutely nuts.
Wow.
Going for such a really early upgrade fest. That's weird, yeah, but it's kind of interesting in a way. So he's probably going to make an absolute huge push as soon as those upgrades finish, I would imagine. Actually going for a Widow Mine as well.
Yay, Widow Mines.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Widow Mines.
They're pretty good at denying Zergling run-bys, I think, which can be a bit of a problem when you push out, and you have to kind of stay back because you fear of Zergling run-bys, but Widow Mines can be pretty good against that because of the splash damage that they do. But it looks like we do actually see a bit of a roach push coming out from Storm, and we are also seeing his third base go down, Excuse me, and medevac as well, so he might actually not push out with his bio army. He might actually wait and do some drops, or simultaneously pushing, because all of Cold Scar's upgrades are out, so he's pushing out now. Yeah, look.
Moving out, but I think he spotted this roaches or something.
Uh-oh, his Widow Mines are not burrowed, and now he needs to garrison the bunker and get the Widow Mines down. Stimming out is going to push down against those roaches. There is no creep spread there, so these roaches can get caught out of position very easily. Will his Storm turn around? Yes,
shells.
Turning around, but there's just so many upgrades from that bio. He will rip through all of those roaches.
Oh, really nice play there from the Terran, knowing that he could engage that because of his upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there wasn't quite as many Marauders as you would hope to deal with roaches, but I think that was actually a very cost-effective trade for Cold Scars there. Looking at the
Cold Scars.
The units lost. Actually, yeah, look at that. There was like twice the army gone, 300, 4,000, and because it was such that critical phase of when the upgrades were done, push out before the Zerg does something. But at least now we do have 2 medevacs going to be doing some droppings, so that could be potentially very dangerous.
Probably going to be going straight for the main, because he actually doesn't have anything here. He has a queen, but that'll just go straight down.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much apart from these queens. Actually, just kidding, because there are quite a fair bit of roaches, but they are at the natural, and the medevac has been scouted. What is he going to do? Yeah, dropping into the main, going to kill quite a fair bit of drones. The roaches are coming now.
Queen's not going to go down, though. That's
very important, keeping the queen alive, yeah. And going to focus the spawning pool, that's very good there, but hopefully he won't lose too much. Get back in the medevac before you lose your army. Oh, he's not. He obviously was not paying attention there, losing.
Lost a medevac full of army there.
Yeah, could have lost quite a fair bit. But I mean, unfortunately, he went for the spawning pool, which another drop as well. Actually, missed that. So we have 2 drops going on at once. So that's a bit of multitasking there.
The multi-pronged attacks here, forcing the Zerg
but
to have
the medevac goes
on,
down.
Which one?
Oh, and near the natural, or the third actually.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's the thing is with it, we gotta really do several drops at once because it makes it so much harder for Zerg to react, and he's just gonna be dropping all over the place. Now with the Infestor, he can fungal grow for the medevac, and that will cause it to easily die. But meanwhile, he's doing quite a bit of damage with this harassment, actually preventing the drones from mining. Look at the income, because there's just so many drones that aren't actively mining. But now let's go back to Cold Scar's base, and what are we seeing here?
Got a whole bunch of barracks up, but not. Still getting upgrades from these engineering base, but few factories, producing quite a few window lines. Well, I say quite a few, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so looks like Cold Scars is investing in a pretty bio-heavy army, getting quite a fair bit of barracks with the tech labs, and also getting his +2 weapons and +1 armor, as well as even +1 armor for vehicles. And actually, the interesting thing to note about Wings of Liberty is they have changed the vehicle and the ship upgrade by making them both into the 1 upgrade. So it's actually a bit of a buff to kind of the mech side of things, because you don't have to research them separately. I am not sure, to be honest, if they got a price increase. Maybe they did, but at least it is a bit of a buff in terms of time. Meanwhile, from Storm, we are seeing quite a fair bit of Infestors, and the Infestors and Roaches are so good together because the Infestors prevent kiting, they essentially prevent the drops. And going for another drop here...
Yeah, Roaches are really easily kited with those Marauders.
Ooh. Landing the...
Fungal growth going straight onto that drop, really well stopped there.
Yeah, so I think now with these Infestors, it's going to be a lot harder for Cold Scars to actually make these drops effective. But we are seeing not only a 4th base go down from Storm, but there's just so much creep spread. Look at all the creep spread he has.
Yeah, it's like right across the map. Like wherever the Terran tries to attack right now, the Zerg can just run straight across. It's like super fast.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, with the creep spread, is because there's so many tumors, it means it can be very hard to actually push against. Whereas, like, if there's only 1 tumor, then you can kill it really easily, but it takes a while to push back with this much creep. So you invest quite a fair bit in Queens, but it's really worth getting that creep spread for the mobility.
Oh, definitely. Like, I think that's something that's a little bit underrated maybe at times, is the mobility of the Zerg gets when they have a lot of creeps spread out on the map.
And now we are seeing a Hive go down from Storm, so what is he going to do with that? Possibly going for Ultras, because he does have the +1 melee weapons, but looks like the Zergling and the Roaches might actually catch this bio out. The mines need to burrow down.
Oh, fungal growth on that mine.
Yeah, just missing the infantry, probably because they added in the projectile time, but I think it doesn't look good for Cold Scars because his army is very small and could get caught out of position very easily with the infested growth, and the mines are going to burrow, but they won't get down there in time.
Oh, he's dropping down those rocks. Really nicely blocked
and
off
there's
there.
just so many...
He's going to lose quite a few Infestors.
Yeah, he was actually a bit of bad positioning having those Infestors in front. But all his bio is going down to the Infestors with the help of the Roaches. So he didn't really achieve much with that push. I don't think that's a good exchange to do, because it's a lot easier for Zerg to rebuild their army. But that being said, Storm did lose several Infestors that he shouldn't have due to poor positioning.
Yeah, but he's taking the Terran's taking a 4th now. Cold Scars going through his 4th base, keeping his economy nice and high, and loading up these medevacs here. In fact, boosting them over. So we're going to see some drops.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They added in the medevac boost, so actually you can be a lot more aggressive with the medevacs because of how fast they move. Actually, I was going to mention before. Look at the units lost tab. It's a lot more even now. Before there was a pretty big gap between them because of that poor engagement. It means that Storm is able to kind of catch up. So
I think what's really important here right now, is that the Zerg with these overlords and this creep spread has got so much map awareness that he should really spot this.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got his units prepared
look at Storm's map awareness. Look at that. But now they are actually dropping. But we do have Ultralisks and the fungal growth. There is no way of kiting away from the Ultralisks with their splash damage absolutely ripping through all of those bios. Did lose quite a couple of Ultralisks, but not really a big deal compared to the amount. And even fungling down some of the medevacs, so they will get taken down by those Queens. Yeah, good work there. So I think actually, but look at this. Cold Scars is pushing through the top of the map.
Attack actually on his expansion.
And because his army is all the way down, he'll easily be able to take down not only drones, but the Queens and even this Hive, the hatchery. But he needs to get out of there. Do not overcommit to this because you lost your army. You really need to make these blows effective without investing too much.
He's just wasting this now.
Yeah, that's right. So I think that was a bit poor committing there, being a little bit over greedy kind of with that pushing. And like we're dropping, you got to do the damage and get out of there. You don't want to lose, even if you kill.
Well, that's the thing about medevac drops, hit and run.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't really a drop because it was a ground army push through the top of the map. But still, I mean with Stim, like you can outrun Roaches, you can outrun pretty much anything other than Lings.
Yeah.
So it looks like Cold Scars is really just staying to this bio with his marine Marauder medevacs and even Widow Mine to support that. He's not actually going for any siege tanks, or perhaps what would be good would be ghosts against those infestors. So he's really determined to make this bio work, and he is getting the upgrade to support it.
Well, his main bases, well, both main bases are mined out now, so they're gonna have to start expanding, transferring these SCVs over. We see.
Oh right, yes. And actually, look, we have Vipers. Vipers can be very good against bio because it means you can pull forward the medevacs, and if the medevacs are loaded with infantry, then you can actually fungal them down and do quite a bit of damage.
Yoink, micro.
Yeah, but look at that. We do see that the bio might get caught, but I think there's infestors are going to fungal down all of that bio. You need to split up your army, but there's a pretty good choke point where the ultras cannot actually get in range, so the Marines are doing quite a fair bit of damage against those ultras, and they may even take down this army of infestors and roaches. Oh. Yes, look at that. Because of that choke point.
Last ultra going down.
Not only the choke point, but it was also the creep spread. He's going to deny this base as well. So that was a fantastic push from Cold Scars.
We have a drop here on his second base.
Yes. Good work there, paying attention. I actually missed that. And because his army is so small, he won't really get there. But the Lings do have that attack speed upgrade, so they're actually very strong now. I don't adrenal glands or something. No, metabolic. I don't know what it's called, but the thing that makes them look like they're on crack. But gonna take down that base, but he won't get there. No, almost actually. Actually, he might even get that. Will he get the hatch down? No, he won't get the hatch down.
Nah.
And
quite a way
yeah,
off it,
so I think at this stage, I would like to see some Hellions, because Hellions are just fantastic against Lings. But even still, the Ultra is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass because they have so much armor against Marines. It kind of forces you into getting more Marauders, which then makes you weaker to Lings. But will they engage it once again? The Infestor might actually catch them down.
Widow Mine's
some, yes. And they just will, unlike now, because it's in the open, the Ultras will do quite a fair bit of damage because they're no longer trying to get in melee range. Whereas choosing your battle, choosing the terrain can be such an important factor on TVZ because it can really affect how like the DPS of Zerg units, because obviously if they're melee or if they're even short range units like Roaches, a lot of times they're not actually attacking because they're trying to get in position, whereas Marine Marauders with their long range can just gun them down.
With those Marauders with the concussive shells actually making it very difficult for the Zerg to not get kited at times.
Yeah, I don't think they're slow Ultras though, but yeah, look, once again, that was a pretty bad push, losing a lot of Marines and Marauders there. Some of the Ultras are pretty weak though, and the Vipers are not going to be able to do much unless they... The Cloud actually might be a good idea. The Blinding Cloud, yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to...
The Terran can chase down these mutas, not these mutas, these Ultras.
Sorry, yeah, with the Cloud ability, if you put it on a bunch of bio, it means that their range is lowered. So it means that they have to get closer to the Ultras to attack them, which is obviously a bad thing. You don't want your bio...
You don't want to be close to an Ultra.
That's right. So it means you're going to have to commit in or commit out. And the Vipers may actually go down. The thing with Vipers, they're so expensive, you don't want to lose them. And once again, the Infestor's fungling down the bio, and with that fungal...
Oh, he's just getting caught with these fungals so often.
Yeah, that's right. So you really got to split up your army so you don't get fungled all at the one time, and even now losing these medevacs.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's bad play by the Terran. I think it's really nice play from the Zerg, like using these infestors with the fungals, and then the Zerglings and the Ultralisks to just get into that.
Actually, there's quite a fair bit of FCVs compared to drones. Usually I was expecting to see more, but it looks like Storm is actually investing quite a fair bit into this army. And now the problem is that there's too many Marauders to actually deal with these Lings. But they will rip through the Ultras if they're focusing, but it looks like they will not because of the infested Marines as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, those infestors...
Throwing down a load of infested Terrans.
Quite a fair bit, yeah. And does he actually have the range upgrades? No, he does not. He does not have the range upgrades, so the infested Terrans are not as strong as they could be.
Yeah.
But it looks like Zerg is just getting more and more bases, and he's pushing further and further back. So I don't think this is actually looking very good for Cold Scars, because he's just losing his ground. I mean, the creep spread isn't increasing, so he's actually denying creep spread, but... You really don't want to be in a position where Zerg has like more bases than you in a late game situation, because then they can. But actually, look at this. Gonna go on the base, but the planetary fortress will gun down all of those Zerglings. Yes, retreating away. You don't want to commit to that.
Only killing off 2 of them though.
Yeah. Because of the splash, they just does so much damage to the Lings, but you can actually. You can just fungal down all the SCVs while they're trying to repair. Anyway, so what are we going to see Cold Scars going to do? Is he going to try and transition, or is he going to stick with Bio? Look at that. He's actually getting a whole bunch more Widow Mines. Maybe that's his solution.
I was going to say he's got 4 factories on
that. He's just ballsing out Widow Mines. So I don't know if this is actually going to deal with this. I mean, it's good against Ultras with the damage they do. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it's 125. Yeah, it does a fair bit of damage against ultras and infestors, but not really much against lings. But will we see the mines pay
with
off?
the mines.
They're probably going to overkill against the lings.
Wiping out
And
all those
splitting up his
Zerglings
army.
is
Look at
pretty
the
nice.
split, so the fungal isn't doing as much as it is, and the ultras are actually losing a lot of them to this bio. So that was
Played
actually
that just right against those ultras there.
that was actually a pretty good exchange there. I'm not sure if that was.
Is this serious?
I think he's
coming from
referring to the
Zerg?
Widow Mines. Actually, I wasn't really
Yeah.
sure if they paid off. I don't really think they did. I wasn't really sure.
They wiped out all of the Zerglings.
Oh,
but
okay.
Didn't do much damage after that.
Yeah, because the thing is, if the Zerglings go down, it means you can just kite away. Oh, get the mines
Yeah.
burrowed down. You don't want to lose them while they're burrowing. The Overseer will actually reveal those middle mines, and meanwhile the bio is getting caught in that corner, which is actually quite a good
There's
thing
so
to
much
do.
damage to that ultra though.
Yeah, if you're cornered, it means they can't surround you quite as easily. And now the Infestors, with all their energy, will just balls out these infested Marines. So actually, Coldskar is doing quite a good job against this this really good composition. But once again, funneling down the medevacs, that's not a good position to be in. But let's look at bases. We have the Zerg is actually not that far ahead in bases. I think Storm has been like kind of winning these engagements and hasn't been expanding around them. Because
Well, the income's pretty even.
yeah, so I think that's and look the workers are the same. That's really bad for Zerg. You want to have a lot more workers because mules make a fair bit of difference. So I think Storm really should be expanding more behind this, especially as he is Zerg. So I think that's kind of poor decision. They're not expanding as much as they should.
Well, there's a whole two bases that he's actually not.
Yeah, like these ones. This one here.
Finding off right now.
Yeah, you're right. These ones are so easy. I mean, this one's probably vulnerable to medevacs, but this one here at least is very easy to defend. And yeah, Coldscar's just being so aggressive, taking down some units, and also going to probably take down the space here.
Yeah, I think like maybe the Terran could be a little bit. He's doing very well right now, but maybe he could have been a little bit further ahead if he managed to keep some of his units that he wasted earlier.
Yeah, that's true. And actually going for siege tanks as well. I don't know if it'll be enough though. And look at that, borrowing the drones to keep them alive. Good work there, and just losing
really nice.
all of that. So actually, I think this right now, Storm could probably push. Actually, maybe not. Oh, there's just so many. Look at that, Marauders and siege tanks. No Marines at all. No Marines, but a lot of mines, Marauders, and siege tanks. So that's a very anti Ultralisk infested army, isn't it? Because Marauders have so much health, it means Fungal isn't very good against them, whereas Fungal is so strong against Marines because they're low health. But the Zerglings will take out the space here.
Zergling run by here. Gonna take out a lot of SCVs maybe.
Uh-oh. And the Planetary will keep some of the SCVs alive maybe though. But the Ultras do not care about Planetaries. They just go right for them. But look at this. We have Skullscars actually pushing out. He's not going to defend this base. He's going to push. I don't know if that'll be a good idea though. Nope. Okay.
Are we going to see a base race here, maybe?
I hope not, because base racing against Ultras, and the Planetary is staying alive for quite a while, but Coldscar's running out of funds.
What's down now,
Yeah,
though?
he couldn't afford to keep repairing that because he's running out of funds. And I think this is a bad position to be in. You really want to defend your base as a Terran because Ultras and Infestors can just push. Like, he could have taken out this, but he didn't. What is he doing now? Zerg's actually retreating. Okay.
Oh, why doesn't he advance here? That like this base is completely free to advance.
Yeah.
Here. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think Zerg should have pushed then, but because the Terran can just retreat. They will rock up as long as they don't get fungal growth. Terran Coldscars can just retreat from those medevacs and actually live to see another day. But I think this is actually a poor decision.
His medevacs are in a poor position here.
Yeah, I think definitely Storm should have just either kept pushing or just got the army straight away. But actually scanning, he wants to know where the army is. He does not want to get caught out. But actually both players are on quite slow funds because they lost a lot of their bases. And now the Marauders are going to get taken out of position. The army, oh look at the Infestors burrowing their way through and throwing out infested Marines from the cloak. And now meanwhile the Ultras are pushing through. And so that was really bad.
So sneaky.
Well, it wasn't bad. It was good play by Storm, putting the Infestors from the front and the Ultras from the back. And now the rest of the bio will go down, but it gets fungal to the medevacs.
And the fungal growth on all of those medevacs.
Wow, so that really turned around for Coldscars, didn't it?
Yeah, that was such a nice like move there by moving the Infestors round the back while being burrowed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't think he saw that coming at all.
Yeah, because the thing is with Ultras is they're actually really vulnerable. Like, if they're by themselves, like, you really have to mix in, like, units like Zerglings or Infested Marines to soak up the damage. Like, depends what it is. Like, if it's stuff like Siege Tanks and Marauders, you want things to overkill, and that's exactly what he did with those with those infested marines. So that was a good play there by Storm.
Yeah.
But
Really nicely
on
done.
the flip side, though, Zerg has a lot less income than what Cold Scars does. Cold Scars has these 2 bases here, whereas Storm doesn't really have anything, does he? His long distance mine, that's all he can do.
He lost a lot of those. He lost a lot of. Well, I say a lot of. He lost those couple of hatcheries, which were pretty much the only things the only bases collecting.
Yeah. So you deserve a cancer. What?
Oh.
Abuser? Oh wow. Okay, so
This
I
BM.
don't get what he's abusing. I mean, Widow Mines weren't really doing that much for him, was he? The Widow Mines weren't much of an influence. It was mainly just the bio.
Yeah.
And like, even if it is abusing, it's like the second patch of the new game. Like, of course, if there's balance issues, it's not him abusing. Anyway, who cares? Who cares about him? But
Learn to build Hydras.
actually, yeah, Hydras are pretty good against Marauders at least. Oh wow. I don't care about your bad mouth.
Diamond.
Actually, look at that. Denying that expo there. That's good work there. You need to get one of those overseers.
I think it's going to go down anyway.
Oh, but there's just so many ultras and the
Bundles on those marines.
But there's just more and more Widow Mines, and get enough Widow Mines, and you can lose ultras very easily without really meaning to, because they come out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and look at this drop we have, taking out some of the important tech structures. Yeah, because like things with Widow Mines is like you have to know they're there to actually make them waste their damage on lings or infested marines. If you don't know they're there, then they can just surprise you and take down all of your ultras. Yeah, and look at this dropping is really forcing the ultras back into the main base of Storm, so that Cold Scars can just push his way through and get his mines in a good position and even take down some of the creep as well.
Got so many Widow Mines here.
Because they're pretty cheap, aren't they?
I don't actually think I've seen that many in one bunch.
Yeah, they're only 75 minerals and 25 gas, so they're actually very cheap.
Wow.
But it is good work from Storm getting those getting the overseas to detect them. And he's actually gonna.
I like this positioning here.
Yeah,
of these mines, because it's preventing him from getting this expansion, and he's on low income as it is. So that's really clever play.
So I think Storm needs to push now, or he's just going to get scouted out of the game, because Cold Scars just has so much more income than him. Let's look at the income tab. Look at that, 1,300 against 560. And look at this, that's a whole bunch of what are they called? Changelings there. And these ultras really infested, they really need to push, but they will run through all of these Widow Mines. Actually, will take some damage from them though.
I think they're detecting them though.
But they still damage it though. Like if they're real, they still will attack you. And actually, looking at that, the Widow Mines are overkilling the infested marines, and so this army actually needs to get out of there, because that army will easily die. It needs to keep that alive. Unit preservation is so important when you have low income. But the ultras are in front.
These ultras.
Where were the infested marines? The ultras were taking all the damage there.
Yeah. Good fungal from these infestors, but those ultras should not have been running out.
There's so much energy on some of these infestors that are not being used, and as a result, the ultras are dying when they shouldn't have. But we do have some mines denying some mining. So I mean, whole game. Oh, shut up! I don't care about your bad mouthing. Yeah, that's why mixing in lings is so important, not only for marine marauders, but also for now Widow Mines as well. And the DPS is nuts. Like the DPS that they get when you get the attack speed upgrade from the Hive, they do a lot. But the infestors are burrowed, and he won't actually know they're there unless he scans it, which he won't. So, oh wow!
Yeah, he's gonna scan
what a lucky scan! How did he know to scan there?
Well, I think there's a
infestors. I think it was the
grey sort of.
I think it was the overseers actually. Oh, look at those infested marines. Yeah, he quit. I think what that was it was Cold Scars. He saw the overseers and he figured, well, why are there 3 overseers going towards my mineral field? And he scanned it.
That's true, yeah.
Because he had the overseers on the same control group as the infestors, so they're following each other around. So that was actually quite clever there.
Yeah. Could you not see I can't you see it like a dark trail of when they're moving across? Oh, can you?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought you could.
I'm actually not sure, to be honest. I know obviously with DTs you do. I don't think so, but I'm not entirely sure, so if I'm wrong, I would not be surprised. Anyway, so that was an absolutely crazy match. That was just constantly back and forth action between Cold Scars trying to harass down and keep the bases down from Storm, which was pretty exciting to see.
Definitely, yeah. I think I feel bad for constantly going at this Cold Scars for wasting units but he did waste quite a lot of units in those early harassments.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
Managed to keep it together.
You gotta remember though, the thing is with versing a Zerg is even if your units do not do cost-effective trades, like even if your units die without achieving much, it doesn't necessarily make them a waste, because there's a lot more to it than that. Like, you know, if you lose a whole bunch of units, it means that the Zerg is building military units to deal with that, so they're not building drones.
Yeah.
So you're damaging their income indirectly by lowering their drone count. But I mean, obviously, yeah, there were some situations where he mismicroed, but I mean, you expect that. Not everyone's perfect.
Oh, of course.
But it was actually...
Yeah, but I think also... Sorry. But what's also quite good about that was he, like, by forcing the Zerg to have to get out those early Zerglings and Roaches, he was preventing the Zerg from having the supply available to tech up as any earlier.
Yeah. I really liked seeing how the Widow Mines were actually complementing the Marine Marauder Medevac. It was cool seeing more unit mixtures in Heart of the Swarm, because Marine Marauder Medevac was a bit bland, whereas the Widow Mine adds in a whole bunch of new, not only micro but also strategy. Like, you got to make sure they're like mini siege tanks. You got to you got to position them in the right spots. You got to anticipate a team fight, because you can't borrow them during a fight. You got to like make sure you put them there before. So then you got to try and force the engagements around the mines. So it's actually kind of interesting. It's a pretty skillful unit, really. It's a pretty fun and well-designed unit, I think.
Of course, just people hate it because they can one-shot various things.
Yeah, like Stalkers, I think. Yeah, but I think definitely, as we mentioned earlier, Storm really should have got some earlier expansions, because he had map control, but he wasn't really exploiting it. Likewise, he didn't get any mutas either.
He had so much creep spread in that early game.
Yeah, I think he should have got some mutas. Anyway, so I think that'll conclude and summarize any last words for today's game. That was absolutely awesome. We had a lot of fun. Once again, I'm Ownage Machine from the General Gentleman. And who are you? And
I am Squaggle from Squaggle TV, Squaggle Live, whatever you want to call me. I stream 0 Hour. Check me out if you want.
Yeah, Command & Conquer is awesome, because it's a lot more fast-paced. And that's why I like seeing games like this where it's just really aggressive, because then it kind of makes me nostalgic. Whereas, like, a lot of times in StarCraft 2, you see players just be really passive, and they don't really do much apart from macroing up, which isn't very fun to watch. So that's why I like
both players maxing out, and then just one big battle and it's over.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was cool. But
awesome.
Until next time, so we'll be sure to cast some more StarCraft videos. So until then, goodbye.
Bye-bye.